in Norway, on the highway, you could go an electric vehicle without the requirement to have multiple passengers. And that was very valuable. In the morning, you could half your travel time. But the difference there was that Norway did not include hybrid cars. In the Philippines, hybrids are included. Do you have any views on that?
Oh, that's a very good question. At the very start, the association were actually fighting for the inclusion of the hybrid electric vehicles. We said that hybrids are ready, market ready, they're very cost competitive, we don't need to provide any incentives, fiscal or non-fiscal. And whatever incentives you provide to hybrids will be actually a disincentive for the adoption of it's going to slow
Yep.
down the adoption of this. But apparently, somewhere along the way in the law, the EVs were included as part of the definition of EVs. So some of the legislators were calling us up when they were about to finalize. Are we going to push for this? Certain legislators are pushing for pushing of hybrids. So if we're not going to push for it, then it's going to be delayed again for the next 6 years or 3 to 6 years. Let's just push for it, but we just have to ensure that when the incentives are rolled out, then there will be a difference in the incentives provided. But we're actually really fighting for the non-inclusion. So after the law has been signed, we're fighting for the non-inclusion of hybrids in the tariff exemption. We're arguing that hybrids are really cost effective. You don't need to incentivize. That will just only lead to tax losses. That's number one. Then we're also arguing that let's not include hybrids in the number coding exceptions. Because that's going to drastically increase the number of vehicles in the roads because hybrids are already cheap as it is. Then you're going to incentivize it. Then that's going to add vehicles on the road during the day. So I think that impact is being felt now. I hope there will be a review of the policy, but that we need to have the right transition. Like for now, hybrids are included, but for certain time they will be included. How do you manage that?
Yeah, it's a tricky call because a lot of people don't understand. They think hybrid is halfway there, which is not true. As when hybrid is actually a problem on both sides. You have an electric system with a very tiny battery, and you have the whole problem of the ICE car, right? And
Yeah,
then they are not plug-in hybrid either. So this electricity that's coming from oil generated. So I don't know.
we're pushing for the inclusion of plug-in hybrids, but not the ordinary hybrids. The argument there is okay, the pro-hybrids side saying, oh, Philippines is not so good. And then besides that, if you look at Myanmar, if you look at Laos, there's not even a law, and there are very few charging stations. You see lots of electric vehicles. Most of the time, you're charging at home anyway. But of course, if you've got charging stations, it's going to help you sell EVs. Because psychologically, yeah, it doesn't impact on the rage anxiety side. Once you start using it, you're only going to use it very few times. So technically, this could be rolled out as it is. And if you always say that we're not ready, we're never going to be ready. So the vision association is very strong feeling about hybrids. The same. Hybrids don't help build charging stations. You need to have the demand for EVs of plug-in EVs so that you can come in and really build the charging. The more you include hybrids in the mix,